Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen this, but there's been an absolute ton of new gameplay and details concerning the new upcoming Robocop Rogue City, and I gotta tell you, I'm really impressed by everything that it seemed to have, from its surprisingly really long story campaign, to its open biome exploration, its world full of details and feeling alive, and of course its badass combat. I recently made a video on one studio in the gaming world called Teyon that started off really bad, but completely proved themselves later on by 100% listening to the community. The studio started its career with an on-rail Rambo shooter, to Terminator Resistance, to Robocop Rogue City right here, and each and every game looks miles better than the last one. With the in-depth gameplay that we've had today and its official new details, I gotta say this is a game that I'm excited to play, so let's dive into this new gameplay. Now, the devs of Robocop started off by saying it's been officially confirmed Robocop Rogue City will be rated M for mature audiences, and it's not a game for kids, and is 100% inspired by the truly bloody and excessive violence present in the 1987 movie, and it's also what developer Teyon is shooting for, with gore and so much more. It said they definitely wanted to make a mature game, but what they really wanted was to portray the kind of violence from the films, that you're not limited with that with no cuts to appease children. It's not a game for children. Continuing on, it is said that Robocop Rogue City will feature a meaty 20 to 30 hour campaign that takes place between Robocop 2 and 3, and the developers are saying this is their most ambitious project yet that they've been working on for years now. It said it won't feature boring side quests that makes you bored and quit the game. It's all filled with imaginative attention and opportunities. Players in this game will expect Robocop to be a towering, unstoppable force as he tears through criminals and creeps alike in the different open biomes of this dangerous world. Robocop is said to be a slow-moving machine in this game, but absolutely badass and strong like Master Chief, for example. Continuing on with the game's details, through an interview on GameRevolution.com, the devs go on to say this game is much more than just shooting criminals. There's a lot of different things to do, it said, and they are most proud of how the game is shaping up with different activities awaiting. They have some crimes to solve, different small side quests, some random encounters and dialogue options that can change different events in your favor or completely against you, it is said. It was pretty important for them to have something more than just shooting. They wanted players to feel like they stepped into the shoes of Robocop and just be in the city that was represented in the movies. If you see Robocop, it wasn't only about shooting. This was important for them. For example, the endings play out kind of like the Fallout games, so you have different dialogue interactions, and those can end in different ways, the devs said on the interview. And one of the main topics is how your character responds to dialogue through serving the public trust and upholding the law. It is said it's a trade-off. When you serve the public trust, it's easier for you to get the better ending for Robocop. But if you uphold the law, you're more of the on-duty guy, so you'll level up faster, but you will get less public trust. For example, if you issue more tickets instead of warnings, you get more crime evidence that affects your evaluation, and you get a higher score, and you also get more XP from the evaluation. That's the trade-off, but you can still roleplay and get the good ending. Robocop always has 3 directives that he has to follow, especially in this game, so the devs felt it was interesting to give the players that choice, and they, of course, like in Terminator Resistance, like to give a lot of those choices to the players so that they can play how they want, they said. It was really important for them to make the players feel like they were in the shoes of Robocop. It was actually a very difficult design thing to find the sweet spot between having dynamic, fast-moving action and also making players feel like a badass thing that is very slow and heavy. The devs said again on the interview they were definitely looking for a sweet spot and completely deleted the stealth. They couldn't have Robocop sneaking around. For example, they added a lot of things that Robocop actually does, like grabbing enemies and throwing them at each other, picking up and throwing heavy things, breaching the walls and such. So you are a bit slower, but you can do other cool things that a heavy tank can do. But also, once you upgrade your character, they added some things that were not in the films, like the dash, so they add some opportunities to get that more than dynamic movement. One of the main goals in Robocop Rogue City was to have that atmosphere from the first movie, so the game is very dense but also satirical like that film. That was one of the key elements. They have a lot of commercials in games that are quite silly, it is said, so so they tried to get into that mood from that 1987 movie and have that style in the game. Every character level earns additional skill points that will impact dialogue options and combat. The skills are said to be pretty simple, which I very much like combat, armor, and vitality for general damage, defense, and health boost. Each skill allows you to unlock new abilities, from detective to combat, for example again. For more on this game, like the video right now, and of course subscribe to stay tuned.